ladies and gentlemen, football fans from all around the world, welcome to the AFF 2023 Maple Bowl pregame show. I'm your host, Perfect Purvis, and we're here representing American football in Finland, the podcast now turned TV show. With me today is Alpha Jallo, one of the best football players in Europe, who recently played for the 2023 Wassa Royals. And welcome to the show, Alpha.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to talk some football again.
It's good to have you here. The stage is set and the excitement is undeniable as we prepare to witness the clash of titans at the Oma SP Stadium here in Seinäjoki, where the Seinäjoki Crocodiles and the Porvoo Butchers will face off for the 44th edition of the Maple Bowl.
23, yeah, 23. I got shooters and they with me and they never miss. 23, yeah, 23. I got shooters and they with me and they never miss. 23, yeah, 23. I got shooters and they with me and they never miss. 23, yeah, 23. I got shooters and they with me and they never miss. I put the squad on my back, yeah. Going forward, we ain't never looking back. I don't came a long way, now I laugh about the past and the friends that I had. Yeah, 2-3, I'm putting on for my team and the homies. Lately I've been on my grind if you know me. That fan for the win like the Nobly. I remember growing up, they told me I'll never be nothing, it was OD. Now I'm going for the chip with the whole team. On the fine bit again, that's on me. Yeah, taking my time day by day. I pray to God on a daily. I found a way because I was lost, now I lead the team like I'm Brady. You see the squad, you know who we are. We pull up this.
The journey to the Maple Bowl has been nothing short of remarkable seasons for both opponents here. The Porvoo Butchers taking on the home team, Seinäjoki Crocodiles. It's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and number of hours of dedication to the football field this season. Today, all comes down to one game.
Yeah.
And that is where legends are going to be made and unforgettable moments will be done on the field today in Seinäjoki.
All right. Throughout the show, we're going to bring you player and coach interviews. We're going to give you a little bit of pregame analysis on these two teams and let you understand what's going on in this game, what is at stake for this championship, for the Finnish title, and what it really means to some of these players and coaches involved. So whether you're a diehard fan or just a football fanatic trying to learn about American football, we've got you covered today on this pregame show. So sit back, relax, and join us as we build up to the epic showdown between the Seinäjoki Crocodiles and the Porvoo Butchers. You don't want to miss any of the action.
Without further ado, let's kick off the pregame show and get everyone hyped for the 2023 Maple Bowl. Stay tuned for analysis on players, coaches' interviews, and the whole talk about American football.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when he throwing the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much, I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits, dog, like I'm in a big league. I'm in the big leagues, told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits, dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Just too quick for it. Peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much, I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip. Got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits, dog, like I'm in a big league. I'm in the big leagues, told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits, dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told them that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Just too quick for it. Peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much, I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip. Got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits, dog, like I'm in a big league. I'm in the big leagues, told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling.
And here's a season overview on the Seinäjoki Crocodiles. They finished the season 10-2 and were the #1 seed going into the playoffs. Talking a little bit about their offensive style and philosophy, they have a balanced offense with an emphasis on a strong run game. The offense uses creative ways to get the ball to key players and keep defenses honest. The big plays are made when their opponents are unable to remain disciplined throughout drives. Getting a little bit into their statistics, the Crocodiles were #1 in scoring. They averaged 38 points a game this season. And I just want to talk a little bit more about the points per game. The Crocodiles put up points and get wins. That's one of their keys.
Mm-hmm. What the Crocodiles do a great job with their offense is deceiving DBs, deceiving linebackers with all the quick play actions. And, of course, you got CP at running back. So we respect them too much as a player on the field, and our eyes are keyed in on them. So that's where a lot of their big plays come from. You know, you got to be disciplined with your eyes playing against a team like this.
Yeah, and with them being #1 in scoring, they obviously get in the end zone, but also they're #4 in passing. They average 203 passing yards a game. And that tells you, like, they're going to be able to use both the pass and the run. They're number 2 in rushing, averaging 159.3 yards a game. And they're number 2 in total offense at 362 yards per game. What their stats are telling you offensively is that this team is balanced. They're going to be able to run the ball, but also when they pass the ball, they're efficient, they get a lot of yards, and they get in the end zone. They score points. That's the biggest thing about the Crocodiles is they're not a team that is afraid to get in the end zone and put points on the board. Defensively, let's talk about them a little bit more. Their defensive philosophy is more of a sit-and-wait defense. They have talent all across the board, every position. They're one of the most talented groups in the Maple League. So their defensive line does most of the rushing, and then everyone else just reacts to what the offense does for them. It keeps them very solid and very difficult to beat because out-scheming them is nearly impossible because of the talent. So if we go into the statistics of their defense, they're number 1 in scoring defense, number 1 in passing defense, number 2 in rushing defense, and number 1 in total defense. And when you look at these statistics, it's insane. They only give up 17.6 points a game. So this team is not only the number 1 in scoring offense, but also number 1 in scoring defense. They complement each other, and their defense does a really good job of setting the tone and putting them ahead in games so that they can take their time on offense.
What separates Seinäjoki defense from other teams in the Maple League is that there's not only one player on the team that hustles to the ball. They have several players that pursue to the ball, and their coaches, you can tell they do a great job of doing pursuit drill. I don't even know this, but I'm sure they do it because they take proper angles to the ball, and it's rarely games where you see them have a lot of missed tackles. So I think that is a key opponent for why they're one of the best defenses.
That is true. Talking a little bit more about the Crocodiles, some of these other statistics might stand out a little bit more for you, but their special teams is one of the best in the Maple League. They're number 1 in field goals. They have 9 made field goals on the year, where the second closest team is the Porvoo Butchers, who only have 2 field goals made. So that just lets you know that they are about scoring points. They're also number 1 in kickoff coverage. When they kick the ball off, their opponents only average 12.6 yards on kickoff returns. That gives them field advantage throughout most of the season when they play in their games, which leads me to the third statistic that is just crazy for the Crocodiles. They're number 1 in turnover margin, plus 11. They do not turn over the ball, but they do get the ball. That's something that they're very proud of on the defensive side, is creating turnovers and offensively not losing the ball. So that's one of the reasons this team is going to be dangerous in this matchup.
As a player playing against them, one of the stats that you mentioned is not very shabby, but it's their kickoff return team. Their kickoff coverage team. Their kickoff coverage team. When they do that little pooch kick, it scares the death out of me. I can't even focus on me being the superstar Alpha Jalo who wants to return a kick for a touchdown. I'm more focused on, bro, we got to make sure we catch the ball or they're going to recover it. And they did a good job of kicking the ball on the kickoff coverage team, and they did a great job, covering it. You said 12 yards per kickoff return? That's ridiculous. I mean, I feel like you at least got to get 12 yards running pass, so it should be minimum 20 yards.
And another thing that I just now thought of, I looked at the statistics, but they had a lot of onside recoveries. We don't have the statistics for it, but I'm 100% sure they led the league in onside recovered kicks. So these are just a couple of things about the Seinäjoki Crocodiles that we want you guys to be aware of going into this game.
Now over to the Porvoo Butchers. They have finished their season 8-4 as a number 2 seed going into the playoffs, and now they're 1-0 in the playoffs, winning their semifinals matchup against the talented Seinäjoki Roosters. Maybe controversial and upset, but here's some of the statistics of their offense. Their offensive playing style, before I get into the statistics, is they are a very pass-hungry offense. They love the ball in the air. They love to use their running back, who was a converted receiver to running back, in the pass game as well. So here are some of the statistics. They're number 3 in scoring offense. They're number 2 in passing offense, number 6 in rushing, and number 4 in total offense. As I said before, they are a passing offense.
What I really like about the Butchers is that you see by looking at statistics, rushing they're number 6, not because they can't rush, but because they utilize short passing game instead of the run game. If you look at their passing style and how they do their offense, they run a lot of screens and a lot of crossing routes short in depth, which is the run game. So what they do is they make sure to put the ball in their playmakers' hands, and they have 3 of the best receivers in the league to do that.
For sure.
And that's why this offense has been so successful this year.
Yeah, and also to mention why their running stats are so low is because the play style of the quarterback, he loves to drop back and back up, and sometimes you can get sacked, and that affects your rushing stats. But we'll see how he does today. Now we're going to move over to the defense and their defensive playing style. Their defensive playing style is very aggressive in the pass. They like to keep the ball in front of them, but sometimes they can get beat. But they have a record-breaking safety who comes from America, and he is Zach Wright, and he's a key opponent to their defense. He's a key opponent to why they have so many interceptions and why they can win those games in the fourth quarter. Back to the statistics. They are number 4 in scoring, number 5 in passing, number 4 in rush defense, and they're number 4 in total defense. And that's very hard to do in the Maple League because a lot of teams in the past have always been a score-heavy offensive playing style.
Yeah. What I think about their defense is it's really boom or bust. You said it earlier. They have a safety in Zach Wright who actually broke the Maple League interception record this year with 9, but also they normally give up close to 400 yards a game offensively, and that is because their defense is so aggressive. They're aggressive with their front 7, which leaves their defenders on the back end by themselves a lot of times. And sometimes it works out for them, and you end up with like 9 interceptions like Zach Wright. And sometimes it doesn't work out for you, and you give up yards or scores, which leads to them being kind of in the middle of the pack stat-wise. But overall, they're only playing one game today. They just have to do it one time.
That's right. Now, let's move over to some interesting factors for the Porvoo Butchers. They are number 1 in punt return, number 2 in offensive red zone conversion, number 2 in kickoff coverage, and number 1 in punting. And that's by one of their special players, number 11, who we're going to talk about later,
Mikko Seppänen. What I really like about the Butchers special teams is they can score on special teams. Between Zach Wright, Lucas Arela, Brandon Wellington, and Mikko Seppänen, at any point, they can get you points from either punt return, kick return, and then their punting, they get it inside the 20. It's one stat that we didn't really look up today, but Mikko Seppänen, he puts the ball right inside the 20 more than anyone else in the Maple League. And this is going to be a field position type of game, and I think the Butchers actually have the advantage when it comes to creating field position in their advantage in this game. So both of these teams have a chance to win this game, and we're going to just talk about some of the keys to winning for each team. We'll start with the Seinäjoki Crocodiles, keys to winning this game. What is one thing that you think is going to be important for them to win this game?
For Seinäjoki, I believe if they can win this game, I think that if they can utilize their balanced offense of running the ball successfully, but majorly passing the ball successfully, if they can get the secondary of the Butchers to get confused, that's going to be their key victory.
Okay. For me, I'm thinking on the offensive side for the Crocodiles, they need to get the ball to CP. It's very simple. If CP gets 20 carries or 25 carries in this game, they have a chance to win.
I mean, I feel like that is the obvious.
It's obvious. I know. I went with the obvious answer, but
yeah.
That's my key. What's your second key for the Crocs?
My second key for the Crocs is that they cannot have explosive plays on their defense because everybody knows that the defense is the best defense in the league. If they can let up, like with passing, like they lost one game this year, and that was through the air. If they allow that to happen with explosive plays, the Butchers have an opportunity to do that. They can lose this game. So if you want to win this game, for me, your 2 keys is get that balance more in the pass and don't let them pass the ball against your defense.
Okay, well, my second key for the Crocodiles would be get home up front, and that's for the defensive line. They have one of the best defensive lines in the Maple League. This is your chance to prove it. Are you really the best? If this defensive line can get pressure on Brandon Gwinner, that's a wrap. The rest of it will take care of itself. So my 2 keys would be give the ball to CP and sack the Butchers quarterback.
Simple as that.
So moving on to the Butchers' keys to win, what is something you think they have to do in this one?
I think that Brandon Gwinner has to do a good job in the pocket and get the ball to his playmakers. He have a few of them, and I think that they need to utilize some of the same plays but they need to use some of the same tactics that the Roosters did and expose them and some of their weaknesses in their secondary. So I think if they can get the ball to their playmakers, make sure Mickey is getting in the pass game, making sure that Mikko Seppänen is getting his passes, he's running short routes, running deep routes, and simply use your pass game. Get the ball to your playmakers.
Okay. I agree with you. I'm going to go that they need to make sure that Mickey J is involved in this offense. If he has a great game, they have a chance to win this. He will be the difference maker. He's the wild card for that offense that you can't really focus or key in on because he's so versatile, and he can make an average play, okay, we're just running to keep them honest, and then bust it open and get them yards or even a score when it's unexpected and put them in an advantage type of situation. What's your second key for the Butchers?
I believe that the Butchers cannot let explosive plays on their side of the ball, and I think that their run defense needs to be their savior, because if they can force the Seinäjoki Crocodiles to pass the ball, I think that's where they're going to get their money. If they think that stopping CP is going to be an easy task, they're delusional. They're delusional. So obviously, stopping CP will be the technical answer, but I would say just stopping them from running the ball, because their quarterback can run the ball sometimes, because some people like to get so hungry looking at CP for so long, and Zach is just taking the ball and he's going for 10 to 15 yards, and he does that a lot in the red zone.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for my key, it's very similar. I would say stop the run early. We've seen that the Crocodiles, if you can stop that run between either CP or Zach, if you stop them early, they believe in their pass game. And I think for the Butchers, I think it's without being said, you would rather they beat you with the pass. You're going to take your chances there, but you have to prove that you can stop that run game. And doing it early in the game, setting the tone, is going to be a difference for them, because if you give them any hope that they can run later, you're going to be in trouble. You got to try to snuff that out right away. So summing it back up, what are your two keys for the Butchers to win this game?
Key for the Butchers is, lastly, I said they got to stop Powell. Their run defense got to be phenomenal, and their offense needs to get the ball to their playmakers.
Okay, and my two keys for the Porvoo Butchers is get the ball to Mickey J and stop the run game early. Welcome back, everybody. This is the American Football in Finland pregame show, and we're talking about the 2023 Maple Bowl here in Seinäjoki, Finland. It's time to dive deep into predictions and analysis. Are you ready to get into it, Alpha?
Absolutely. There's so much electricity in the air. Nobody knows who's going to win this game. Seinäjoki Crocodiles are the favorites. Porvoo Butchers have been upsetting teams back-to-back, and we don't know what's in store for the Maple Bowl of the 2023 season of the Seinäjoki Crocodiles and the Porvoo Butchers.
Yeah, let's get right into it, starting with predictions. Alpha, who you got to win this game, man? Moment of truth.
A moment of truth. I believe that Brandon Gwinner deserves this. He's been through a lot in the Maple League. Seinäjoki Crocodiles are in their home stadium. They played their hearts out all season. They played discipline. And they believe that they deserve this championship. And I believe for the 2023 Maple Bowl, I think it's going to Seinäjoki Crocodiles.
All right. I agree with you 100%. I'm not even going to delay it like you just did there, have me waiting to find out where you're going. Seinäjoki Crocodiles are the better team in this matchup. That's not a diss to the Butchers at all. They're a great team. They've done a great job getting here. But the Crocodiles, on paper, and so far the two times these two teams have met, have been the superior team. And I do think that in this game, in this atmosphere, they're going to come out on top today.
We will definitely find out who the winner of the 2023 Maple Bowl season in the fourth quarter when the clock hits 0. Let's dig into some analysis.
All right.
One key aspect that Seinäjoki Crocodiles have not seen is the new French DB for the Porvoo Butchers, and I'm very excited to see how the Porvoo Butchers are going to utilize their DBs to stop the run game, because that's what most teams do, and we don't know if they have an answer for that.
That is true. I think that's going to be a very interesting aspect of the game. I'll talk a little bit about the matchup to watch in this game for me, and I'm going to go to the other side of the ball for the Butchers receiving core versus the Seinäjoki Crocodiles defensive backs and linebackers in coverage. I think I've said this publicly many times before. The Porvoo Butchers have the best receiving core in the Maple League this season.
You think so?
I 100% indubitably believe that they are the best ones and the only thing smoking right now. But in this matchup, they're going to have to go against more than just DBs. They're going to have to deal with the linebacking group as well as maybe even some defensive linemen going back into coverage from the Crocodiles. They have that in their defensive playbook, that they can have linemen guarding receivers in the flats and in the shallows. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Butchers receiving core reacts to that and how they match up against, most likely they're going to be outnumbered in this game because the Crocodiles are going to be able to rush with just 4. So I'm very interested to see about that. But one more thing that we haven't talked a lot about today is special teams. Field position and kicking accuracy sway the game. The Crocodiles have a great kicker in Etu Makimanus. I think I said it right. And if it comes down to a field goal, I really think that the Crocodiles might have the edge because this kid can kick it from 50 plus with ease, with ice in his veins.
That's a very good point. Of course, special team can change the game, and special team can win the games. As we see, both teams are top in one group of special teams. Seinäjoki Crocodiles are in the top in punt, the Porvoo Butchers are in the top in punt, and Seinäjoki Crocodiles is top for kickoff coverage. And that can weigh in a lot. So I'm very interested to see who's going to have the better special teams in this matchup and allow their special teams to be a very dictating point to winning the game.
That's right. The special team's going to have a really good thing going on today. And with that, grab your Makata, grab your team gear, get ready to witness history as the Seinäjoki Crocodiles take on the Porvoo Butchers for the 2023 Maple Bowl.
I gotta give it a go, yeah. I gotta grind, working for money in the door, yeah. Stop wasting time, you wasting your time for real. I'm buying no cap for real. Remember we came from the dark for real. Yeah, 2, protect, they drown in the pool. Okay, I might need a boost. Okay, just give me the loot. 3 or 5, that's my city, the zoo. I'm gonna find someone, call Uncle Luke. Oh no, I gotta watch how you move. All my dogs, they gon' pull up and screw. Yeah, dummy, I don't get involved with the money. Why they got it tall, like they know me. 3, I'm a ball like I'm Kobe. Eat it up with the homies. Indeed, shine bright like it's sunny. Yeah, they don't love me. Yeah, I just think it's funny. Yeah, I'm on slum. I gotta give it a go. Yeah, I gotta grind. Working for money in the door. Yeah. Stop wasting time.
Hey guys, that's it for the American Football in Finland pregame show for the 2023 Maple Bowl. We appreciate everyone for tuning in and all the support we've had throughout this season as we help grow this sport here in this great country of Finland. Want to thank Alpha Jallo for joining me here in Seinäjoki today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been awesome, man. And good luck to everybody in the game today. And if you have anything you want to say, Alpha, this is the time. We're out of here, man.
I mean, the 2023 Maple League season was a phenomenal season. I was thankful that I was able to play in a remarkable season this year. I'm thankful to play against both teams, and I would say that we beat one of the teams 2 times. I swept, and another team swept us. So, hey, good luck to both opponents today. I hope that it's a very exciting game, and I hope that you guys enjoy your victory. And the other team, if you didn't get there, sorry.
Yeah, and that's it.